59% of Indian companies have experienced fraud in past 2 years. And obviously the procurement scams now the top threat. No entrepreneur wants to be a part of this data, guys. Hi everyone, I am Sonal Alag and today I am going to scam proof your business. Today we'll expose 5 common scams targeting businesses from vendor tricks to data blackmail and show you how to legally shield yourself from these threats. The first one on the list is the vendor scams, that is fake or dishonest suppliers. Now fake vendors prey on businesses by offering goods or services and then cheating on either the delivery or the payment. This could mean a fake supplier that takes advantage of advance payment and vanishes, or a collusion where an employee and vendor just overbill for personal kickbacks. Such acts amount to cheating under the Indian laws and can involve forgery if documents are being fabricated or falsified. A solid contract with your vendors, including KYC verification, performance guarantee, and audit rights, is your first line of defense, guys. Even the Indian aerospace giant like Hindustan Aeronautic Limited fell victim for the vendor scam in 2024. Now, HAL was actually sourcing fighter jets from a US-based company when a fake lookalike email just slipped into the conversation. The email ID actually had just one letter different from the real email, and it fooled HAL into transferring rupees 55 lakhs into the fraudster's bank account. By the time the real vendor actually complained for the non-payment, the money was already gone. The HAL quickly filed the cyber fraud complaint and the police invoked the Information and Technology Act since the con was executed online. Now this case shows that no company is too big to be scammed, guys. Vigilance is your key. So you as a business owner always verify any changes in the vendor payment details through an independent channel, like just a quick call to confirm it. Include clauses in your purchase orders that payment will only be through the official accounts on the record. If something smells fishy, it probably is. Double check always before you hit transfer. The second kind of scam is fake invoicing frauds, that is phantom bills and billing scams. Now this fraud often happens from within the organization. An employee or a group of employees create fake invoices for goods or services never delivered, usually via shell companies, and approves payment to themselves. In other cases, external fraudsters send forged bill hoping your accounting will just pay them. Legally, this is criminal breach of trust or forgery. Offenders can be charged under the Indian criminal laws. Robust internal control like requiring manager for approval, verification of vendor existence can actually prevent such fraud. Now recently one of our clients reached out to us where an employee from his logistic company firm in Mumbai quietly siphoned off 14.41 crore by submitting invoices from a completely fake vendor company. Over months, he used his logins to record non-existent cargo service and got payment issued to his own sham firm that he controlled. When the finance director noticed these odd transactions, an audit revealed that none of those vendor companies were for real. They were just paper entities created to play the scam. The Mumbai Police Economic Offence Wing arrested the manager and now he's facing the forgery and fraud charges. The company also invoked the contractual clauses against the fraudulent activities of the fraudster and is pursuing to recover those funds. So you as a business owner, I humbly request you to use a no vendor without verification rule, where every new vendor must have a background check, the GST registration, the address, etc. Implement dual approval for invoices and rotate the audit duties. Make sure that your bookkeeping software actually red flags the duplicacy of invoice number or unusual large bills. Legally, have clear employee agreements that fraud is equal to termination plus prosecution to just deter the temptations of the employees. The third category of fraud that is prevalent in the Indian business market is the payroll fraud, that is ghost employees and salary scams. Now, payroll frauds bleed money by paying salaries or reimbursement that actually shouldn't be paid. Common ploys include like ghost employees, fictitious worker on payroll whose salary is collected by an insider, or HR personnel who keep resigned employees on record to keep paying themselves. Inflated expense claims and fake overtimes are just other variants of these frauds which are just happening in the Indian market. In India, if an employee manipulates the payroll, it's a criminal offense since they are misusing the company funds entrusted to them. Beyond criminal law, it's a huge governance failure. Strong HR audit and separation of duties is very critical. For example, the person who adds the employees to the payroll shouldn't be the one who is cutting the checks for them. To give a real life example, a recent investigation in India uncovered a ghost salary scheme that ran for 10 years. A finance manager at a private company had been seeking in an extra paycheck every month issued to his wife who wasn't even working in that organization. By the time the auditors caught on, he had drained the company of tens of lakhs in the fraudulent salary scam. Now, the blatant abuse led to his suspension and obviously the police inquiry. It's a stark reminder that even the most trusted employees in your organization can exploit loopholes for years if no one is watching on them. As a business owner, you make sure that you conduct surprise payroll audits. For instance, just verify a head counting by doing random staff verification that every name that exists on the payroll register is with respect to a real person in the office. Use HR software that flags duplicate bank accounts and duplicate PAN numbers. Legally know that you can file an FIR for employee embezzlement. Such internal frauds isn't just firing offense, it's theft. Make that clear in your employment contracts to dissuade would-be ghost makers. Now, the fourth type of scam is actually a business-to-business investment fraud that is too good to be true investors. Now, not all fraudsters come with bogus bills. Some come wearing suits offering miraculous investments or partnerships. In B2B investment cons or frauds, a con artist might approach a small business promising big growth, like say, give me 50 lakhs and we will guarantee 5x returns by making you as the distributor, or claim to connect you with some major clients for a fee. These are essentially Ponzi or advance fee schemes targeting the small and medium enterprises. Under law, any scheme that collects money from business or public with absurd promises is likely illegal. It could fall under the Price Chits and Money Circulation Scheme Banning Act, and which already ban all the pyramid schemes. Also, the Banning of Unregulated Deposit Scheme Act 2019 can be invoked if someone takes deposit without any authorization. In short, if someone offers a risk-free high return, our law calls it out as fraud. Now, if I have to give you a real-life example, in 2024, a Rajasthan organic food small and medium enterprise, lured by a man posing as a Reliance Industry executive, learned this lesson the hard way. The fraudster, claiming high-level contacts, convinced the company that he could massively boost their sales via Reliance Retail. He even got himself added as an authorized signatory on the company's bank account under the guise of handling new projects. Over time, he and his accomplice funneled rupees 59 crores through that account, all the loans and funds that were diverted that way. By the time the company realized something was wrong, the scammer had already vanished with the money. The police investigations actually revealed that the con man had duped several companies with this B2B scam, and the lookout circular was actually issued to nab him. This case, often even referred as Romafi agro fraud case, underscores that even savvy business owners can fall for Ponzi-style traps when they are blinded by the prospect of a big expansion. Guys, I've made a very detailed video on the Ponzi schemes and MLM scams that business should be aware of, which I'll be linking it up here. Please go and have a watch to have a detailed insight about these kind of frauds. Now, you as a business owner should keep in mind that due diligence is your shield. If approached with an investment or partnership offer, verify the individual's credentials and the deal legitimacy. Check if any promised fund is registered with SEBI, or if the person has prior fraud case. With a simple Google search, guys, or Ministry of Corporate Affairs check can even save crores. Insist on formal agreements and don't bypass the legal review because someone drops some big names. Remember, under the Indian law, genuine investors don't need fees to invest, or any scheme asking you or your business to pay upfront for future riches is a major red flag. Be aware of it. The last and the fifth type of scam is the data blackmail, that is cyber extortion targeting your business. So, in our digital age, your company's data can be held hostage against you. Data blackmail, that is cyber extortion, is when hackers infiltrate into your system, steal the sensitive business data, your client information, your trade secrets, etc., and then they demand ransom, that is usually in cryptocurrency, threatening to publish or leak the data if unpaid. This is basically the ransomware plague that has hit many firms, guys. Under the Indian laws, this is a serious crime. The Information and Technology Act 2000 covers it under hacking and data theft provision and extortionate cyber acts. The Indian criminal law extortion sections also apply, meaning that the perpetrators can face years in prison. But for a business, beyond legal, I think it is the prevention and the response that matters. Securing data and working with law enforcement if it happens is the key. In November 2024, HDFC Life Insurance faced a terrifying cyber attack. Hackers breached the company's servers over 2 days and stole troves of customer data, including policy details and health information. They then sent an extortion email and WhatsApp message to the company to complete samples that they have actually stolen the data, demanding a ransom and threatening to release the confidential information publicly. Now, HDFC Life did the right thing. They immediately lodged a cyber police complaint with the cyber police. The case is currently under investigation, but it highlights that even the industry leaders are not immune from data blackmail. Had the company given in quietly, not only would it fund the criminal activity, but it might still not guarantee data safety. By involving the law enforcement, they are actually leveraging the legal channels, the police, the IT Act, even the CBI in large cases. And they are also sending the message that such extortions cannot be tolerated. Now, I've made a detailed video about the phishing scams and the UPI scams, which I'll be linking it here. So go and have a watch if you want a detailed insight about it. Now, as a business owner, protect, prepare, and proceed. Protect by investing in good cybersecurity. Firewall encryptions, regular backups, even offline backups can save you when ransomware strikes. Prepare an incident response plan. Know who to call, the cyber cell, the IT expert, if any such breach happens. And always proceed legally. Report the crime instead of quietly paying. Not only paying a ransomware demand, not a guarantee the hacker might just come back for more, but our laws are increasingly equipped to handle cyber extortion. The law enforcement agencies that I've spoken about are actively actually attacking these crimes on day in day out basis. Now, under the Indian law, attempting to extort money by threatening the harm, including releasing data, can land the perpetrator in jail for up to 3 years or more. So do not negotiate with the criminals. Let the authorities and the cyber experts handle them. Now, before I actually put an end to this video, I would just want to say that scams can target any business, big or small. The good news is that for every fraud tactic, there's a counter tactic. Stay alert, educate your team, and have robust legal and technical checks in place. By knowing these common scams and using little common sense diligence backed by legal provisions, you can actually scam-proof your business and focus on growth with a peace of mind. I hope you find this video little knowledgeable. Do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will keep seeing you in my upcoming videos.